Hey, everybody! I'm here. Your player extraordinaire at Dark Souls, considering I've already died, and we're only about 5 seconds into the game. And speaking about 5 seconds into the game, we are at Majula, and there are some items that are lying around for us, like that particular item right down there, which is easy to get. All we have to do is drop down here. Carefully. Boink. And then we drop down here carefully. Boink. We get this, which is a Morning Star and a Cleric Sacred Chime. Morning Star and Cleric Sacred Chime is good for those that want to cast miracles and be clerics. We want to cast miracles but not be clerics. And this is binoculars. Binoculars are like weapons in this game, except that you can't fight with them. But you know how binoculars were items in Dark Souls 1? In this, you equip it like you would a weapon or a shield. And then it is at your disposal. Whee! Look at it! Look at the scenery! Wow! Yeah. Vansnacular. Let's put those away. Drop. Okay. Now, like I said, this game is a lot wordier and a lot more dramatic than the other game, than Dark Souls. So we have characters all over Majula, and all of them have a shit ton to say. But first we're going to light this bonfire, and we're going to rest at this bonfire. Now then, let's get up, and let's go talk to our first character, which is this dual chromatic-eyed piece of ass right here, named the Emerald Herald.
Are you the next monarch? Or merely a pawn of fate? Bearer of the curse, I will remain by your side till this frail hope shatters. Take this with you. May it ease your journey.
She gives us our Estus flask. Woohoo!
Go on and see the king. He who made Drangleic what it once was. He who peered at the essence of the soul. King Vendrick.
And already we know what we're going to do. Now, the Emerald Herald has a couple of problems. One problem she has is she keeps calling you Bearer of the Curse. Another problem is she doesn't know if she has to have an English accent or a non-English accent. But whatever the case, she's going to help you out. She's going to empower your Estus Flask when you get Estus Flask shards. It's a lot different. There's no kindling bonfires now. What we have to do is we have to get Estus Flask shards, of which there are only 12. And we can only get it up to 12 uses. But since we have stuff like life gems, doesn't matter. But that's what she does. And she helps us level up. So we can only level up here in Majula.
Bearer of the curse, seek misery. For misery will lead you to greater, stronger souls. You will never meet the king with a soul so frail and pallid.
I'm also kind of hollow.
Seek those whose names are unutterable. The four endowed with immense souls. Their souls will serve as beacons. Once you have found them, return here to me, so that hope will not fade away. Bearer of the curse, seek souls, larger, more powerful souls. Seek the king. That is the only way. Lest this land swallow you whole, as it has so many others.
Now we can level up, we can upgrade our Estus Flask, but we have no shards. I love when it prompts you like, ooh, I have a shard, you don't.
Over the hill and past the forest is the king's castle, where a man peered straight into the essence of the soul. But whatever came of it? Those who come to Drangleic seeking salvation soon lose hope and turn hollow. It happens to them all, sooner or later. That blue knight at the base of the tower, his spirit is already broken. Although he does offer sound advice. Perhaps he is a foreshadowing of your own future. tiny thing inside the ruins. An ancient being that will mock your very existence. She imparts sound wisdom, provided you find her on a good day. The sign you bear will drain your very souls. And without souls, you will turn hollow. Stay strong. Do not lose hope. Even when you have precious little time. For when the undead dies, it is never truly dead, but only one step closer to hollowing. Not all undead are hollows, but all hollows were once undead. If you find an Estus shard, bring it to me, so that I may ease your burden. Over the hill and past the forest.
Yeah, you said that. Once they start repeating themselves, you know you're finished. Now, I'm going to keep this actually in my thing for now. Now, since I'm single, I can say this. I would totally hose that. Totally. But if you can see, what's his name? Epic Name Bro brought it up that, like, her other eye is a different color. But I would totally pop that. No doubt. Alright. Like I said, because I'm single, I can say that. Now, she was talking about a guy up here. This dude likes to fucking talk. And he's also voiced by the same guy that voiced over that pain in the ass that attacks you. That was sitting in Firelink Shrine talking about nothing and laughing and all that shit. Talking about, like, you know, are you still here? That jackass. It's voiced over by the same guy that voices this.
You're undead, aren't you? You have that distinct scent, the smell of irreversible fate. This is Majula. It is a kind of settlement. A place where life is almost normal. And in Drang Lake these days, there are very few places like that. I am Solden. And like you, I lost everything. And now I'm here. You probably heard that it was possible to break the curse here. Well, that's not true at all. There's nothing here for you, me, or anybody. Do you know much about souls? Even I'm not certain, but I'm told that the soul is the essence of life itself. Anything living, sentient or no, supposedly has one. What we call the curse is traceable to the soul. Do you see what that means? To be alive, to walk this earth. That's the real curse, right there. We undead will never die. And that's quite a predicament, really. There are 4 beings in this land with giant souls. And wherever you go from here, you'll sooner or later come up against them. Each has a powerful soul and a terrible curse. If that frightens you, then you ought to just give up right now, like I have. Do you ever cry out for help? The journey of an undead is long and treacherous. You'll face invaders from other worlds at every turn. If you need help, why not proclaim faith in the Blue Sentinels? When you face danger, the Blue Sentinels will come to your aid. Protection is yours, if you wish. You need only accept their kind embrace.
No, I don't want to join the Wave of Blue.
I see. Then you'll have to brave this treacherous journey on your own. If you ever require help, come back anytime. I will stay here and pray for your safety.
I knew you were trying to sell something.
You feel lonely here? It suits me just fine, as I've nothing left anyway. It will grow on you, this place. Give it some time.
Finally, but he's not done talking yet. So we can learn a gesture. Welcome. Welcome! Welcome, King under the mountain. There are a lot more gestures, too. Just so you know.
Do you see the way beyond the bonfire? That will take you to the forest of the giants. There was once a great fort, but little of it remains. You may just find something there that will be of use on your journey. But don't venture too far inside, or you might not come back. Hade's Tower of Flame lies beyond the far gate. In the cathedral, the Apostles of Blue gather. But the road leading there is perilous. The gate is rigged with some contraption. But how it works, I just don't know. Have you seen that pit, that gaping hole in the earth? I don't know what it's like down below, but I wouldn't suggest trying to find out. Besides, you'll never make it down there. Not without a ladder of some sort.
Thank you, Crestfallen Soldan, for a little bit of
The
foreshadowing.
flame you see there is a bonfire. They exist all across the land, beacons to we undead. If you are tired, try resting beside the flame. The flame heals us. Long ago, a woman called a firekeeper watched over each bonfire. She kept the flame lit and guarded it from those who would extinguish it. I wonder where the firekeepers went. Did you notice any letters on the ground on the way here? These are messages that have jumped the fissures between worlds. In Drang Lake, the flow of time is convoluted. Things shift and waver, twist and turn. Poignant wishes, dashed dreams. The messages convey our very inner thoughts. If your will to soldier on falters, try leaving a message. Somebody out there is sure to listen. You may notice symbols that appear upon the ground. These are summon signatures. They call upon spirits from other worlds through the schisms in time. If you fear hollows, find summon signatures to call upon spirits to help you. Do you see the way beyond? You may, but don't
Finally done. This motherfucker doesn't stop.
May you find peace on your journey.
Dude's been talking for like 7 minutes. Anyway, if you look here, it shows how many people have died online. Look at that. In one of the areas, that my number popped that thing up about 100. Okay, anyway. And here, there's nothing. Alright, so now let's go find some more items that are lying around. They're pretty much all over the place. And one is not. I just like double checking just in case I forgot something or I missed something in the last playthrough. Not there either. Just double checking. Just double checking. Alright, anyway. Now we're going to run all the way over here. And we're going to find Soul of a Nameless Soldier and 3 life gems, which we'll need. Now in here is an interesting character, a blacksmith.
Who are you? Oh, it doesn't matter. Just help me open this door. I packed my tools in here, seeing it was vacant. But now somebody's gone and locked the door. I'm a blacksmith. I'm nothing without my tools. Bring me that key. Chop chop.
Now this hollowed motherfucker is a pretty interesting story as well, like everyone else here that's going to evolve in time. But we'll get back to him once we get the key to let him in his little shop. Okay, so further along you'll see a tent. And in the tent, you'll see more life gems. 1. And around here, you will notice that there is, just making sure, there is a rather impressive stone that you can kneel to if you want, and over here are some homeward bones, 3. If you want, you can join this covenant, which makes everything New Game Plus. I don't feel like doing that because I'm having enough trouble on the regular game, so I'll just leave that be. Okay, now the ancient being that the Emerald Herald was talking about is right in here. Oh, and this is the crevasse that Saldrin was talking about. As you can see, you can get down there, but I'd prefer not to yet because it will kill me. So in this door is a cat. But this cat talks and has a lot to say.
Oh, undead are we? And one without much time remaining. Just about ready to fall apart, I'd say. Not exactly the time to be chatting with a cat. Well, suit yourself. Oh yes, you may call me Shalqua. Enchanté. So, what did you want anyway? Ooh, you smell wonderful.
Okay, so Shalqua is pretty useful. She does like your smell. I don't know why, but whatever. She's not a dog, she's a cat, but whatever. In here, you can abandon your covenant, but we're not in any covenant. You can also see your covenant, but we're not in any covenant. See how you rank, and we can talk to her.
This place is already dead. Everything will crumble and waste away so that something new may be born. Isn't it wonderful? This place is fascinating. We receive only the most peculiar visitors. Folk like yourself. It's enough to keep even a cat amused. Are you going to see the old ones? Those 4 who have grown so incredibly ancient. They must have sprouted quite a thick coat of moss by now. For heaven's sake, no one even knows their names anymore. Imagine that. Yes, nothing like yourself. For you have a most pleasant scent. It grows nicer with each passing day. Have you made friends with the man by the sea? He's lost everything. Absolutely everything. The only thing he's good for now is a few tidbits on covenants. Covenants are a type of, well, contract, you might say. You give something to gain something. That's the way humans like it, right? It might be just the thing you need. But what does a cat know? Did you see that oddly formed rock behind here? Long ago they called it Victor's Stone, as I recall. If you wish to face greater challenges, speak to the rock. Although, you'd just as well not. This place is already dead. Isn't it?
Alright. What this cat sells is a couple of interesting rings. The only one that matters to me, silver cat ring. This one's also pretty good to extend a, he said extend, a side quest. Pardon me, with a non-playable character. We'll get to that much later. Shao also sells some homeward bones, prism stones, which are not necessary in this game, really. Alluring skulls, which I never use, and Lloyd talismans, which I don't use either. So we're not going to buy anything from her. Just
Nothing suited you, I presume. Well, that's dismaying.
Now this cat will have a lot more to say as we go along. So we'll get back to that later. Niu, over here we see a well. Knock this rock down and up comes a corpse with... No, I don't want that. I want Estus Flask Shard. Woo! Now we could have 2 Estus Flask uses. Actually, wait a minute. You didn't automatically... I mean, really? Over here are some pigs. Don't go near them. Pigs! I'm not kidding. Pigs. Just leave them alone for now. This is a mansion of sorts, but we cannot get in there because the door is... So, over here now is our weapons dealer, weapons and armor dealer. And he also does a pretty bit of interesting improvement or upgrading on his lifestyle from when he starts. So let's begin with his humble origins.
Hello there. Welcome to my shop. I'm Morlin, and I sell armor. Oh, sorry, Please do have a look at my wares. I could really use the business. If you'd be so kind. I came from the west, from Volgan. Have you been there? It's a lively place, vibrant with trade. Very competitive, of course. And you have to grease the wheels to get anywhere. But I didn't have the funding for that, so I left home in hopes of striking gold. It's been years since then, and I've made very little headway. I don't even know why I'm still here. Everything's all run down and dying. It's terrible for business, really. A group calling themselves the Blue Sentinels have gained much power in Volgan. You can't even run a shop without their blessing. They claim to be working for the greater good, but it's absolute hogwash. By the gods, why the hell am I here?
Yeah, he sells armor, not weapons. Now, what he sells are, well, the same shield we have, along with the Silver Eagle Kite Shield, which only blocks 90%. Don't care for that. And the Twin Dragon Great Shield, which blocks 95%, requires 20 strength, and has 7 equipment load increase, which I don't need for a 95% blocking shield. The armor he sells is standard helm, this is the armor that we have right now. I don't care about that. The infantry armor, blah, blah, blah. This is not what we're looking for. But you might want to buy something now so that you can improve his stock later. You only really have to buy one thing, so... forget it.
Well, I do hope I see you again.
Okay, instead of buying stuff from him, let's loot his equipment. Up here is a treasure chest. And this treasure chest holds... Titanite Shard. Yes, we do upgrade with Titanite Shards, but modifying and upgrading is a little different in this game than it was before. There's only one Ember, and there's only one Smith that modifies. Now that we have all these items, We've got our Estus Flask Shard. It's time to go to the Emerald Herald and see what it is the Emerald Herald does with Estus Flask Shards. Now, sometimes you'll see her and she'll be standing. She won't be standing here anymore, but sometimes you'll see her and she'll be standing over there. Sometimes you'll see her and she'll be sitting on her ass. Either way.
Of the curse. Seek souls. Larger, more powerful souls. Seek the king. That is the only way. Lest this land swallow you whole, as it has so many others.
Either way, this young lady does help. Okay. Let me see what kind of armor I'm packing. Hard leather armor, da-da-da-da-da. Action. Now, before I do anything, I'm going to go back here. If you notice around this corner, there is a treasure chest. Carrying another rusted coin. Not going to use it, but it's there in case you do want to use it. Now, if we go any further down here, we're going to end up where we're going to wind up later in this video. But I'm not going to do that just yet. First, I want to kill a couple enemies, get some cheap souls. Oh, and talk to somebody else. Because, you know, we haven't talked to enough people for enough of amount of time. So, let's go back this way. Now, I was watching this movie, Into the Storm, not Into the Woods. I saw that before and reviewed it. Into the Storm. And apparently I never heard this movie, but it's about like storm chasers and tornadoes and stuff, which I thought they did in Twister, but I guess they had to do it again. I do have to say that, like I said, since I am single, there are lots of hot pieces of ass in that movie, but it's one of those shaky cam, real life, home video bullshits, like Blair Witch and all the paranormal activity shits, which is just driving me crazy. It's a movement that really makes no sense, and I could care less for. This dude with the massive sword is Ben Hart.
Have you business with me? The way you're under is all blocked up, you see, by this god-awful statue. Heavens above. Who thought it a good idea to put it there? Oof, I'm in quite the pickle now.
Ben Hart has the worst Scottish accent of all time.
See that statue? Gives me the willies. You stare at it for long enough, it starts to look alive. It just doesn't seem quite right. There are no craftsmen round these parts. Hey, you don't think a real-life person was turned to stone, do you? See that statue? Hey.
Now the statue he's referring to, 3 life gems, homeward bones. The statue he's referring to is this statue. This statue will block our way through here, but we don't want to go there yet anyway. This is actually a young woman who is latched onto this trigger, this lever that will open this door. We're going to need something to open that and get her out of the way. But first, I want to kill some enemies. Alright, these guys do poison damage. So, this dude's just carrying his bare fist. I wish you could see the damage output, but whatever, it's dead. And you get 99 souls for it. And here, this thing's carrying a weapon that can be parried. And he is very, very hostile. He's very excited to see us, ambitious. So let's try to parry this guy. So as you can see, parrying is a little different as well. When you parry, you knock him to the floor. You get 3 Lloyd Talisman here. Now we can go back the way we were going originally. You knock him to the floor, and then you can stab him with a critical strike. It does a ton of damage, like the parry and riposte in Dark Souls 1. It just looks different, and it's so much harder to time these guys. I don't know what it is. I just cannot. I can't get it going. I really can't. Some of them I can parry like that thing, but most I just can't. Their attacks are just way too random. Oh, almost forgot. You! One divine blessing, we'll need that. Let's put you over here. Okay. Now, time to go to the Forest of the Giants, Fallen Giant. That is back this way. Well, actually, let me rest here. Now we can move on with our journey. So, what do we have to do? We have to go find these old ones, kill all 4 of them, get their souls, like we had to do in Dark Souls 1, and then we take on King Vendrick. Now, the only difference is, in Dark Souls 1, we had to ring the Bells of Awakening, then we had to awaken the Serpent, then we had to find out from the Serpent that we needed the Lord Vessel, then we had to kill the 4 that were holding the souls. Like, there was a more linear path. Whereas this one's basically like, yeah, you got four old ones to kill, so go kill them. Do it any way you want, just go kill them. And that's what we're going to do. And we're going to start with the Forest of Fallen Giant. Now, there are 2 ways you can go. There's that way, but then there's another way. Well, I mean, we're going to get there anyway, but I forgot how it led from Majula. We're going to cross this bridge. And before we actually get in there, we're still in Majula. We're going to go down here. And be careful. Now, I always hit the chest just in case. You never know. And we got in here. Human effigy. We're going to need those. Now, we got to run and jump. So, let's go here and get Homeward Bone, Soul of the Lost Undead. Okay. Water. Sugar in water. And ladies and gentlemen, we are in the Forest of the Fallen Giants. Now, if we go through here, we'll be right back where we were before. Only, instead of just crossing the bridge. Whatever. So we're going to go through here. And this place is filled with hollows. Like that guy. Hi, hollow. These guys are pushovers and a half. Hi, Dick. Hi, Dick. Now, just kind of move back because there's a guy shooting you with arrows. I don't know what the hell just hit me, but something hit me. Ah, something bit me. I like fucking with guys with no weapons. Okay. Now we got to get an item here, but first let's kill the guy with the arrow. With the bow, I mean. He's hiding here. He's a douchebag. Kill him quick. And you see that this guy with the sword and the shield was behind us the whole time. We should have killed him first. That's quite alright. That's sword. Okay, anyway. Okay. Now, over here is nothing. Up there is something. You can walk in this water, and we're going to have to if we want to get this item. The Soul of the Lost Undead. There are lots of those. Now, something else I want to point out to you guys in this game, as opposed to Dark Souls 1. you will see guys looking like that will actually be alive. If you don't see a corpse that's holding an item, or at least is completely naked, or close to completely naked, like this corpse, they will most likely rise up and try to kill you. So, whenever you see a corpse like that, just start swinging it. I don't think... Is that... Oh, yeah, I already got that. Yeah, I already got that. Okay. So now, if you go this way, back where we were coming from, up here, there is a bonfire. Now, one thing you can do in this game is you can just light it. But I don't like the way I did that, so I'm going to rest you. Let me see. How many... I got 3. Oh, wait. Now, of course, as you know, the enemies all come back. So, let's kill them again. Hi. These guys are kind of like the soldiers from the first ones with the, you know, the hollow ones with the full armor sets. They're not difficult to kill at all, as you can see. We're pissing through them pretty easily. Especially these guys that are barehanded. Watch out. Oh, come on, that barely grazed. I'd like to try to parry this guy, but... Okay, I'm going to show you what I was talking about before. That archer there, but let's go kill this guy. Alright. As you can see, these guys just attack with, like, extreme prejudice. And we got some throwing knives. You see this guy right here? This dude is going to come up and try to kill us. See? Alright. Now he's dead. And it looks like we got hit anyway. Okay, so we're going to climb up this ladder, and we're going to get to the next portion of the Forest of the Giants. Now, as you can see, this place is loaded with enemies, and these enemies have swords, and they have shields, and they have a whole bunch of other crap, so you got to be careful. And there's also an archer up there, and don't go too far, because dudes are going to pop up out of nowhere. Look at that. Weapon's already at risk. No. Okay, now, you'll notice that there is a knight here that we can focus on. But I am not going to go after that knight just yet. For there is a guy shooting arrows up there. There are enemies over here, up this ladder. And we're going to kill them, and we're going to get to this toolbox that's shooting arrows at us. Because it's fun to kill people shooting arrows at you. Especially when you can... Or knock him down. He's still alive. Alright, so there's an item there. We got to jump this, and we will. Woohoo! It's a short sword, which is what we're going to use for a good spell. As you can see, it's a lot stronger than this fucking weapon, and it has a lot more durability. But we're at 51% capacity now. We could still kind of do a quick roll, but we got to keep our eyes open to that. I do not want this character to be any more than like 50%. I got to still do the medium roll. It's very important that I do the medium roll. At least the medium roll. But I'm not going to be wearing bulky armor with this character. Celis has a lot of health. Celis has a lot of spells, and Celis is also an adept warrior. Now there's one more enemy lying around. And we got a human effigy over there. There's one more. You can go over here and grab this item. Broken straight sword. We already have that. We don't need another one. No. Oh, shit. Nope. I thought that was a female. Alright. I forgot what this knight was called, but this knight is... They're kind of like the Black Knights of this game, just not as difficult. Now, I was trying to do a backstab, but apparently I can't. They're kind of like blind. They just like swing, you know, like that. Like they swing kind of wild. Oh yeah, there it is. But yeah, as you can see, they swing kind of wildly, but they still hit pretty hard for you. So let it attack when it attacks, and then get your hits in when you can get your hits in. Yeah, be careful of that. When it looks like it's not going to do anything, it's getting ready for that. That's what it does when you try to get behind it. That thrust works beautifully because it staggers them just a bit. Gives you a chance to roll away. I keep my shield up just in case, because I don't want to take the full brunt. Oof. Let's pop a soul gem or a life gem. I keep saying soul gem. And you're gone. Alright. So what do we get? We get Haid Knight Sword. That's what it is. It's a Haid Knight. Now the Haid Knight Sword is... Where is it? It's actually not that bad. Let's take a look. I mean, it's nothing compared to this, but it's still pretty good. But I'm going to stick with the long sword. Okay. So now that all the enemies are dead, time to go jump onto that and get that item. It's kind of a difficult jump to aim. You want to aim here. You want to go here. If you jump off from here, you can make it. So let's just straight shoot it from here. And we made it. A little bit of health loss, no big deal. Now those Haid Knights, you get a soul of the name of soldier, and 10 throwing knives, so let's equip that. That'll be our distance weapon for now. And drop back down here. Now that was a lot of health, but that's okay. A lot more. There is no what's that place called? There's no New Londo ruins where there's an area with no bonfire. There's a bonfire everywhere here. You will notice that immediately. Alright, so now down through these trees. You will note that there is a room with a hollow. There are many hollows in here. This place is filled with hollows. Why am I saying it like that? Because it's fun. Oh, he saw me. Oh, they saw me. So let's go like this. Because that can kill both of them. Gotta love that thrust. It does degrade your weapon faster, but it's still good. And in here, back here. Come on. Come on. Wood bolt. That's for crossbow. Which I still don't know how to aim with. Alright, we got a hollow here, but there's just a hollow here. This one's got a pretty long sword. And full armor. Unfortunately for it, it sucks ass. So now we got our throwing knives. Let's equip them. As we go over here. You will notice there is a guy here. There's also a guy up there that's going to throw fire bombs. This dude shoots arrows at us. So what we're going to do is... now it's baiting us because it knows... Guy here. Ah, shit. Didn't want that to happen. No, I'm good. Now we don't have to run to this place. But as you can see, we got a couple guys with daggers. No big deal. Let's not make it into a big deal. Tell Merrill to swing away. All right. Now, if we move further along, there's a dude hanging out over here. Not a problem. Hello, dude. You're dead. See, I'm more or less about parrying and shit. I'm just attacking in this. And we get the buckler. The buckler is a nice light shield that is good for parrying. I don't care for it in this game, so I'm going to not use it right now. I'll climb up this ladder. And we can go around here. There's a guy waiting for us by this item. He's right there. So let's do this. Before you get up. You don't even get a chance. And now we can get the item. The witching urn. 5 of them. Very useful items. They're like fire bombs, only they do magic damage. And through these doors, we will have... What's that, ladies and gentlemen? A bonfire! Alright, so over here is a merchant named Malencia, like dementia.
Buy something, anything. Oh, come now, help an old woman and buy something.
Now, Malencia, like everybody else, likes to talk.
My name is Malencia. You're a stranger to this land. Oh, we get as strangers these days. Everybody's gone and run off. Dranglake's been a pile of rubble since the war, fought long, long ago. And the giants crossed the sea. Seemed like the battles would never end. Poor folk like myself have nary a place to sleep. That's why I keep all me things right with me. You may travel light, but methinks you bear a burden of your own. They say these trees grew from the remains of the giants. From each carcass sprouted new life growing into what you see now. But you know what they also say? Don't believe what an old hag says. It's high time that I pick up a move. I've a bargain for you next time we meet, my love. It's high time of a...
That means she's going back to Majula. So let's see what Melentia sells. Melentia sells broken straight sword. She sells a hand axe and a club. Neither one of them mean anything to us. She sells cestus. Cestus are like steel knuckles. They're good if you want to do punching. They actually can be very, very effective. She sells the traveling merchant's armor, which we don't need, we don't care for. This actually increases item discovery, but I don't give a shit about that. She sells 5 human effigies. We will buy them later on. She sells 10 life gems, amber herbs, which restore spell uses, fire bombs infinite, witching urns infinite, throwing knives infinite, 3 bright bugs that inflict more damage and receive less. They increase offense and defense. Pharaoh's Lockstones, which we'll get into, just 1 though. And a key that we're going to need, it's called Leningrass Key. Leningrass is the blacksmith that was looking for a key to get into the door to his shop. We're going to buy that right away. She also sells your basic soul arrow and heal. But we just wanted the key.
Thank you kindly.
So now later on, Melentia is going to be in Majula. Gonna light this bonfire, but before we finish, go up these stairs. Now what she's talking about is, in this game, like basically the Dark Souls games, Demon Souls, and the games that came before them, the Kings, whatever, these games all revolve around one area. Now as you can see, this door looks like it's closed and locked. It's not. It's breakable. And through here, you'll note that there is a treasure chest. A legit treasure chest. Open it up. And you get small leather shield and repair powder. Not bad. But there's a dead guy here. He's going to get up. So let's kill him. There you go. And you're dead. This is the real prize. Hand axe, radiant life gem. Radiant life gems are very, very, very potent healing life gems. Through this door is where we really want to go. This is right above Melentia, and there's a treasure chest here. This treasure chest is the real prize. The real prize, the other one was a fake out. Estus Flesh Shard and Small White Soapstone. So, Small White Soapstone is a soapstone. You can lay your mark where you want to leave your summon sign. I don't know what the difference is. I guess it's distance or something, whatever. You can comment what it is if you know better than me. I'm sure you do. Well, like I said, what Melentia was talking about is that this area that was once Lordran, that was once Drang Lake, like this is all the same area that the undead keep burning out and rising up again and in all different forms. And the last form was, now as you can see, we can, like I said before, we can travel wherever we want. So let's travel back to Madrid. So the last, it was Lordran, and now it's Drang Lake. And with Drang Lake, the giants were kicked out and came back. Actually, King Vendrick found something in the giants area, brought it back, and the giants wanted it back, and in turn attacked. And this is like the graveyard of the giants now. It's where all the battles were fought, and you just see remnants everywhere. So now we open this door, we can now get this treasure chest, which is a short bow, which we're going to equip immediately. Short bow requires 12 dexterity. Our dexterity right now is 11, so we're right there. But we'll get to that when we level up next. When we level up first, because we haven't leveled up yet. But we're not going to get there for a while.
Is that a shard you found? Here, let me see it, so that I may help you. To see light, to see hope, however faint it might be.
Well, you are the boss. Okay, so now we have 3 Estus flask use. So now, let's go back where we came from, which is the Cardinal Tower and the Forest of Fallen Giants. When I get back tomorrow, we're going to go through an optional area, and then we're going to go through some more areas to get to the first boss fight and lead immediately to the second boss fight. So until then, folks, you keep it rolling, keep it pumping, and I will see you all tomorrow.